Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to World at War podcast. My next special guest is my good friend, Mr. Matt Griese, owner, founder of Wham Stand, one of the products that I use for almost all my videos, to be quite honest, man. And I'm constantly going to him and, hey, can you do this? Can you do that? But Matt, it's so good to have you on the podcast, man. You're an awesome dude, man. And I love the company that you've created, man.
Awesome. Thanks, man. No, I'm happy to be here. It's been, I've watched a few of your shows. I don't watch them all. I can say that, but I've watched a few of them, and I've, you and I've been friends for a while, man. So
Yeah,
it's been fun it's finally cool to have a conversation and check out all the cool stuff you got behind you, man. Like it's fun
yeah.
just looking at that. If I
Yeah,
drift off, I'm sorry, man.
you're good, man. You help me make them pop, man.
Awesome.
I
Awesome.
get my new figures quite often,
Right.
and when they come in, man, I like to take all of the products that you produce for me, man, to ensure that everybody knows what I'm talking about, and it just
Yeah,
helps pop, man. It's awesome, man.
I
So
appreciate it, man. I'm super
let's get
honored, man.
into how did this like all start, man? Like when did you start Wham Stand?
So, oh gosh, it was probably like September 22-ish, something around there. So we were chatting earlier, but like, so I've been kind of 3D printing and in like the comic, I don't know, community, but like Marvel community. So the video game Marvel Contest of Champions, I played that far too long for far too seriously, like pretty much ever since it started. So but it was super fun. I had so much fun doing it. I made like a community. I don't know if you or your listeners are familiar with it. You essentially make like alliances of 30 people. I made like a group of 15 alliances and stuff. So it was super fun and all that stuff. But some of the friends that I made through there, they obviously into comics and stuff like that. But eventually I've been 3D, so I 3D printed stuff from the game.
Oh, okay.
And that's kind of just how people got to know me and how I just kind of put my, kind of, I guess, mark on that community. But one of my friends from that community had hit me up. He started selling comics on Whatnot, I think. And Drip, I think, was another one he was. But so he started selling them online and he asked me, he was like, hey man, can you like make me a comic stand? Because I think there was a few other companies out there doing it, and he knew that I 3D printed and designed stuff, so he hit me up and asked me, and I said, absolutely, man. Like, so I started working on something, and I have a couple local comic book stores around me. There was one like literally a mile away. So I just kind of walked over there with like a prototype, and I was like, hey, man, like, just wondering if I could like try this out. And, we made friends, and I kept going day after day, really, because I kept I didn't have any comics or anything. And I didn't wasn't really sure if I was, like I was into comics and everything, but like I'm not necessarily reading them every day and stuff. So not that's not the case these days. But yeah, so like I just kind of struggled up with him, and the more I kind of got into it, the more I was looking around for just inspiration and things like that. I found that there was really a space in this community for my creations and my ideas, and it's really fun turning 2D images and 2D things into 3D, and bringing them into the physical world. So this, I don't know, I think this kind of called me almost, like my friend, I give my friend who's XN Comics, I give him all the credit for getting me started on this journey. But I really feel like it was calling me. Like I love bringing these things to 3D. It's super cool. It's fun. It's like a sticker almost, and who doesn't love stickers? So it's just
Sure.
a little different. But yeah, no. So and then just gosh, yeah. So it just kind of turned into everything. I just started putting stuff on Instagram. People liked it and started giving. I just kind of giving me other ideas, and I was getting other ideas, and then I started collecting, coming up with my own ideas. So yeah, man, it's just kind of snowballed into something. Eventually, I was just like, yo, I gotta do this. So I just pedal to the metal, and here we are today. So,
I love
yeah,
it.
man, that's pretty much it. Like it's
Yeah.
my friend asked me, and here we are.
Here we are. So
Yeah.
were you like in 3D printing work before you got to this point, or you bought your own 3D printer and you were just kind of playing around with it, trying to do different things? And then obviously that became a major
Right. Yeah. So it was more or less a hobby. It was more or less
Oh,
just like a fun hobby. I built, printers. It was fun to tinker,
yeah.
fun to just like I was saying, bring, I saw it as a tool, but it was also like until recently, 3D printing was a hobby
Mm.
itself.
Yeah.
Like 3D printers now are tools that you can use in like art and things like that. So it until recently, it was really hard to do, kind of expand like this big without like lots of money or time or anything like that. So it's been pretty difficult. But yeah, like, so I really was more of a hobby. I was a chef by trade. I worked in customer service for a really long time. So kind of, I did Uber. I've done a whole bunch of different things. So it
Yeah.
was more or less a hobby. And, when the pandemic happened, my girlfriend opened up an online shop. I started helping her. I started getting into this, and then it eventually just kind of grew into a daily, thing. So
Awesome, man.
it's been quite the journey for the last like 2 years. So it's been rad.
For sure, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
we were talking before. Um, I was I'm friends with Pat O'Malley, and
Okay.
we
Yeah.
were both at the Whittier Comic Con, which was their first one last year, which was a really cool, it's
It was
small, but
fun.
really cool, man. Just great community there, and that's where we got to meet. And
Yeah.
I was walking up to his booth, and he had the giant, because this comic is called Pop Scars. He had a
Yeah.
big giant one. I'm like, dude, where
Right.
the hell did you get that? He goes, here, man. Let me
This
introduce you.
guy.
And then now I've been hooked, man. So did
Yeah.
it all start with this one? Is this the like your first thing that you kind of did?
So no, that's just kind of evolved eventually. So for the first maybe 6 months, like 3 months into it, like when I
Yeah.
first started designing it and started working with the comic book shop, I knew I was going to do something magnetic because most of the people would just say like, like, cool, I have a Spider-Man one, but like I don't always want to show that Spider-Man comic. So I felt like people just weren't buying it because they didn't want to be tied down to just one emblem or whatever. So like I always wanted to do magnetic. It just took me a long time, I guess, to kind of like get there and kind of just get it all my workflow down and everything like that. So but the first ones, I don't even have any of the first ones, but
Yeah.
they started with static emblems. I would glue them on. I had one for raw comics and one for graded comics, and it evolved into that. It took about a year to evolve into that, the Wham Stand,
Yeah.
the flagship Wham Stand.
Yeah. I mean, this is a must-have if you're a comic book collector, man. It
Thank you.
just
And yeah, it's like I've evolved. It's evolved. Like, so I'm also going to have like it's evolved from where it started, and
uh-huh.
even I think the one you have now, it might be a little different. And
Really, yeah. That's awesome.
actually, it's going to be a little different coming up soon. So there's going to be all different generations, but it'll never. You'll always be able to use the same Whamblem and everything like
Yeah.
that. But
Yeah.
just trying to make things sleeker and less. Like one of the things that I'm going to do in the next kind of generation of it is take the Whamblem from the back
Uh-huh.
and put something on the bottom.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
More or less like a serial number and like a
Yeah.
hologram, and
Mm-hmm.
there's going to be a few different things involved in that. So
Cool, man.
that's the next kind of generation coming up here.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, there's it's there. That's pretty much that's the flagship one, but it evolved into that after the Comic Throne. That was the one I had that held multiple comics,
Yeah.
graded, raw, whatever. It was just kind of like a trying to do it all kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then eventually turned it into the magnetic ones, and that's where we're at.
That's awesome, man. So yeah, this is the one that I utilize probably the most. It fits a comic just perfect. You could probably fit about 4 or 5, 6 comics in it.
Yeah, it depends on the thickness
It's
of them.
on.
Some of the older ones are a little thinner. You can get more in. Some of the newer
Yeah.
ones, a lot of the indie comics, they have a lot of, like, and I get it, making comics, like I kind of made I made game guides when
Yeah.
I was doing the Marvel thing. So I kind of made comics and I made them comic size.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I didn't make comics, but like, I made a book that was comic size, and it was like a strategy guide for the game. It was super fun, but like, you want to use nice paper, right? So everything like that. So it doesn't hold as many when people have really nice thick paper and everything like that, but it's meant to hold multiple ones.
Yeah. But you have
Cool.
different iterations too. I saw one where it was quite like the gap was much bigger, so you could fit a lot more if you wanted to too, right?
Yeah, so that was Pat's idea. Pat was like, yeah, man, I want to like try to get,
Yeah.
10, 20 in there or whatever. I was like, all right, well, I mean, that's super easy to do in the,
Yeah.
in a 3D program. So
That's all.
um that was pretty much before I came up with the billboard one. Well, I
Uh,
was working on the billboard one for a while. Like, that was actually I actually, that very first like iteration of the billboard, like didn't even look the same. And actually, I have a version of it. I did that before I even did that stand.
Really?
So like the ones with the emblem on top, I've
Uh,
had that version for a long time.
really,
But
really.
it just now came to what it be because like I wanted it to be, you know, what it is today. Like, you know, you can put it in a box, travel with it.
Mhm.
It's sturdy and everything like that. So
Yeah,
took a
man,
while to get
I
to it, but
accidentally dropped these a couple times, and they're solid, man.
yeah, no, they'll
Look you,
definitely they won't break. It might scuff a little bit, but it won't
yeah,
break.
yeah. I've had my issues, man, where I'm trying to carry too much, and like, oh damn, my wham stand.
Right.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
no, something
they're
because
solid.
like so I work from home and I have them in like my shed or
Uh-huh.
like my garage, and like I'll sometimes I'll carry like 4 or 5 upstairs and I'll
Yeah,
drop one and I'm like, oh, it's good.
yeah, it's solid,
You
man.
know,
It's solid.
or some, you know, like it's they're sturdy. And that's, you know, like since I've been in 3D printing and I've tried to kind of like sell 3D printing products for a while,
Yeah,
people have always they've always like, you know, it's cheap plastic is the way that they like, you know, just kind of the mentality behind that's what that because that's what 3D printing was. Like it's not
yeah,
it's so different than the way it is. It's progressed so far in like 5 years
yeah,
that it's not cheap plastic anymore. Like, I mean, yeah, it's just plastic. You put it together. Like, I mean, everything's plastic these days.
yeah.
Like, I wanted it to give it like in comics or people's they spend their hard earned money on it. It's collectibles. It's something they like. I didn't ever wanted it to feel like cheap plastic.
Yeah.
Like everything I make, I want it to feel quality and as best as possible with that tool. You
Yeah.
know, eventually, if I find other tools that work better, that are cost effective, I'll use that. But right now, that's the best tool I can use to make these products, essentially.
No, it's incredible. I mean, so I sent you my logo, and I was not expecting the detail that I got,
Okay.
right? Because I thought just because it just seemed like it would be a lot difficult. Again, I have no idea what you do. It's just magic to me that I send you a
Fair enough.
picture and then you send me a Whamblem. Hey, man, I don't know how it works. I just love it.
Right.
I mean, the detail on that, even with the colors,
Yeah.
it's just beautiful, man. Here's the Conan one that you sent me recently, which I'm a huge Conan the Barbarian fan, but look at that,
Nice.
man. The freaking detail is insane. Insane, man. Can we kind of walk through maybe your portfolio? I don't know if you have samples that you could grab, but let's walk through some of the different things that you're super happy about, if it's within grab distance, man.
Yeah.
Because you got some
Um,
really cool stuff. I mean, here's my Fantastic Four is one of the first ones. I think I bought this one at Whittier.
I think
If
so.
I'm not
Maybe.
mistaken. Yeah. And then
Yeah.
you sent me the Top Cow one. Again, look at the detail, man. That is exactly like the
Right.
even
I mean,
the
and that's yeah, and that's what, that's what I aim for it to be as close as possible. And when you have logos like that, that's just such a fun logo.
yeah, so
Um,
cool, man. And
yeah,
then obviously Mark Silvestri is one of the greats in the industry, man.
right.
And then here's the Mad Cave that you just sent me, which is awesome.
Yeah, that one's fun.
So dope,
Yeah,
man.
I got and no, like that list you sent me, I have most of the list
I
already done. There's a few I
did.
haven't done yet, but
Yeah, I figured you did, man. I was like, he probably already has all these made, but if not, it'd be cool. And then,
yeah,
my comic book owner, I did a signing at his shop a couple weeks ago, and I brought these. This is the first time he saw these. He goes, "What the
nice,
hell is that, man? I got to
nice.
have those." And that's why I got to connect you guys.
Okay,
I
awesome.
sent you his emblem too. But
Right.
look at this is exactly like McFarlane's signature, man.
Yeah,
It's
no, that's
freaking
cool.
dope.
I love doing signatures. Signatures is so much fun. Like, I
Yeah.
hope we don't make people too much upset with doing that, but it's so
I
much
don't
fun.
think so. I mean, I don't think so, but
It's
we
all
gotta
right.
get like a Mark Silvestri one because he has a really cool and it's kind of long, really
Okay.
cool. But McFarlane has like the most unique signature, I think, in all of comics.
Right.
It's just so.
Yeah. And I would say he's definitely one of people's favorites.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I
for sure. I mean, look at me, man. My wife's always complaining how much I spend on his stuff, and then this one is dope as
mean, it's all pretty good.
fun.
That was one of the ones that I actually like the most.
Yeah, so dope.
It's so crisp, and
It
it just
is.
like there's so much depth to it, even though it's not there's not really a whole lot of depth. I
Yeah.
really like that one a lot.
Oh, I did. So I had purchased from you extras of both of these, and I sent these to my boys that also collect McFarlane figures.
Nice.
House of Geekery. who else? Oh, Spawn Hunter, which you know,
Okay.
Ty, which is he's like the nicest guy ever.
For sure.
And then Ahsoka the Geek. I sent them to
Okay.
them because they all collect, and now I'm hoping that they'll reach out to you for more stuff
Nice. Yeah.
too, man.
Yeah. No, Spawn Hunter, he actually, I've been like, I'm the only person doing this. I have one person who's been helping me now,
Yeah,
a friend that I've actually made from the game, um, the Marvel game. He's been helping me with the art. So like, we'll make art together and then he'll help me transfer it into like, so the process is, it's simple, but it's not like it's anybody can do it. It's just, like we've got the workflow down. You essentially just take a picture, you turn it into like an SVG, bring like the SVG into a 3D printing program, and then you kind of make it from there. I've made over like 500 different ones.
wow.
So I've already got kind of the process down, and I've made, there's kind of like I have like a guideline that I like to use where so everything's somewhat uniform, right? So it's all kind of uniform. But yeah, it's a fairly simple process. But yeah, since I'm really the only person that's been doing it for the last 2 years. My friend's been helping me now for like the last like 6 weeks or so, getting like images ready, because that's honestly for me that's the most time consuming part of it.
Yeah,
Is taking the image and getting it ready to be 3D.
yeah,
There's a lot of programs out there now that help, but some people, like yours with all the details, like
yeah.
in order for it to look that crisp when it comes off the printer, you have to pretty much do things by hand,
Really?
so like each one of like it's all like pretty much hand traced and
Yeah.
then like made 3D and everything like that. So
It's incredible. I mean, when I got these in the mail, man, I was just staring at it and going, "What the hell, man? How do you do this, bro?" I showed my
that one turned out really cool. That one's actually one of the ones I was more proud of, just because of the way it turned out.
it turned out amazing, man.
Yeah,
Amazing. It's just beautiful, man. And
right,
even my Kingsville one too came out exactly like the emblem too, man.
right. Yeah,
So
no, that one
I'm
that
so
one turned
happy with
out
this
cool
stuff,
too.
bro. So happy with it, man.
I know one of the ones I'm kind of fairly proud of, I guess, was
Yeah.
so when I my first live show was Comics and Cocktails
Oh yeah.
in the Valley, in California, in the Valley. But I met some awesome people there. One of the persons I met was Josh's Comic Books. He's on Instagram. He's got that Aaron
Yeah.
from Josh's Comic Books, but his friend had a booth next to me, and they were friends. And he wanted to get Josh's Comic Books. He wanted to get Aaron a stand of his thing, and he was a really big Simpsons fan. So I made this logo um,
Oh,
for him, like
that
from
is so
scratch
cool.
and everything. And I'm just really proud of it. Like
Heck yeah.
I just like the idea too of like the donut, like just putting that donut there and
So
stuff.
cool,
So
man.
I
That is
thought that
so
one was
cool.
really cool.
That is dope, man.
Thank you. I just thought that one was really fun. I love it. And then the other one, like you were saying, like the comic shops.
Yeah.
Um, I'll never get his name right, but David Mastelstian, the actor who
Oh,
also writes comic books. He does like Count Crowley.
oh, okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
he was in Dune. He's in like everything. The horror guy.
Yeah.
I'll never get his name right, but I went
Yeah,
to
last name's hard to say, man.
right. I went to a comic book signing with him and Pat.
Uh-huh.
Pat and I went to have him sign some books and stuff, and I gave him a stand of his Count Crowley and everything like that, and he absolutely loved them. And then he took them to like Golden Apple, and then they really liked them, so I had made them like their emblem, and they're like
Dude, the detail's crazy.
yeah. So those ones came out pretty cool.
That's a legendary comic book shop in LA too, man. It's been there
Right.
forever, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that one was really fun. I've worked with Comics Wellspring, which is
Yep.
pretty cool.
Yeah, that's who I
Um,
print with is them. Yeah.
yeah, no, they're great, man. Everybody over there that I've ever met is just super awesome. So,
Yeah, yeah.
but yeah, I mean, I'm just like, I don't know. I think I really enjoy each one that I do. So I don't know if and this one just because I made it from scratch and it was just a fun idea. So it like stands out. Um, but then I've really enjoyed just doing these. I don't know if you've seen, like I did this, like I've been doing, so like I'll take, just like famous logos like the popsicle and just make
Yeah.
Wham Stand.
This.
These have just been super fun, like the Home Depot, which is the way,
Yeah.
so just those ones have been super fun. And I've always, it's cool that I've always been into like graphic design and working with computers and things like that. So that's why I think I just took to this and
Yeah.
really just enjoyed it, was because it mixes everything. It mixes bringing things from, the computer and digital into physical world and doing graphic design too. So it's been a lot of fun, I gotta say, and it's not something I plan on stopping anytime soon. So,
Why would you, man?
yeah,
You're killing it, bro.
I have too many ideas to stop at this point.
I mean, check this out. This is dope. So this is a clamp that I use for my shelving for all of my. So behind me, which you can't see, I have my Fantastic Four. So I'll throw this here, and then I'll have all my characters right behind it, which is pretty awesome. And then you have this style right here. So like little word bubbles from the comic books, which is freaking amazing. But dude, it's just awesome all the ideas you're coming up with. Is there something that you've created recently that maybe you're just sharing now that you're like, dude, I think this is going to be a great thing?
Oh, let's see, what have I done recently? I've adjusted a few things
Really?
just to kind of make them a little better.
Mm-hmm.
Like the phone stands. I
Okay.
don't know if you've seen the phone stand. So the
Yeah.
older phone stand, you couldn't really use it to while charging to like do your streams or whatever like that. So I've kind of changed that around a little bit. Um, what I don't know. I haven't really created anything new or brought any new ideas to life. Then one of the things I'm working on, I don't know if you can see behind me, there's
Yeah.
those wire racks.
Yeah.
So
So you did
those
the
are just like shelves.
wire racks too?
Yeah, they're just shelves that you buy at like Walmart or whatever.
Oh, I
But
thought you 3D printed those. I was like,
no,
nope.
that'd be a good idea.
Yeah.
Um, I did actually just get like a new big printer,
Uh-huh.
so that's on the way. I've had one, but I don't know. I have a lot of printers collecting dust right now, but there's a new one on the way that's big.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I do, like, there's models that I've made that I haven't had a big enough printer for, like comic book boxes,
Uh,
um, CGC like protectors. Like there's a few other ideas that I haven't been able to kind of like flesh out because I haven't had a big enough printer, but that's on the way.
yeah.
But I haven't really been kind of working on anything new right now because I've been trying to, like, we were talking about it before we, kind of hit record, was um, I, 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 I've learned a lot over the last like year and a half, 2 years. So I've been trying to, and I feel like also in the last like 6 months, I've kind of gone in like six different directions and like kind of I've derailed myself, honestly. So, and I'm just trying to like take a step back, think about everything I've learned, and just like put it down and just try to make it a little easier for myself. So I'm not pulling myself in like several different directions at once. And try to like I just brought my friend on to start helping me with graphic designs, and start trying to bring on some more people to kind of like try to help me so I can get these ideas out and stuff like that. So I haven't really been working too much on anything new. I do have a long list of new things, but
Yeah.
and I think there's just also in the next month or two,
Yeah.
definitely going to be able to, all of the ideas I had are going to be coming out.
Nice.
So like one of the ideas is like a subscription, for Whamblems.
Yeah.
That's not just going to be coming with Whamblems. It'll be coming with exclusive content from creators.
That's cool.
The art, card slabs. We got a lot of that coming, and I've already, have collected some awesome art from a lot of artists around the community to make that's exclusive just for Wham Stand. So,
Cool.
got a lot of stuff that's like in my back pocket that isn't necessarily new. It's just kind of more, I guess, just robust ideas and just actually fulfilling those ideas and bringing them out. So
Yeah.
anything, well, just, I mean, other than the card slabs, which I've kind of been peeking out, but nothing too new.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, there's I feel like as long as it's the right size, there's really not too many limitations to what you can create, right?
Right. It's
So
really
what I'm
just kind
thinking,
of like
what if you
ideas.
took like X-Men 1, like the giant size X-Men one, which is really
Right.
popular right now, especially with the X-Men series that just came.
Uh-huh.
Can you do like a smaller, almost like a picture that you could hang on a wall, but you could do that whole cover in that kind of a style?
Yeah, you could definitely do stuff like that for sure. Like
Really
that would definitely
detailed.
take a considerable amount of time. Even just like to print, that would take a lot of time. Like
Yeah.
the so you could like some of these printers. I have a printer where you can do up to 16 colors at once.
Oh, wow.
Um, that's like a 3-day print depending on how you do it. So like it could take and like a lot can happen in that 3 days, you
Yeah.
know, like power can go out, you
Yeah.
know, it could get really cold, humidity can change, you know, like which affects there's just I mean, you know, there's just a lot of things that can go on, things like that. So yes, it's possible. Um, that takes a lot of work like the way I would want to do it, right? Like,
Right.
you know, because the details, and so there are programs out there where you can essentially just plug a picture in
Hmm.
and it gives you a 3D image and you can print that.
Yeah.
I personally don't, you know, when like so when you look at your emblem, you see
Hmm.
how it's like uniform and
Yeah.
crisp and like
Yeah.
sharp, the edges are sharp and everything like that.
Super sharp.
Some of these programs, like, you know, say like, have you ever like plugged a program, like a picture into a program and it tries to simplify and it kind of like makes corners a little round and stuff like that? So it does that, you
Yeah.
know, and that those, you know, those programs are just now, you know, they're really starting to like build and get better and things like that. So I'm keeping my eye on them to use them for such, you
Yeah.
know, such projects,
Hmm.
because there are like projects kind of like that that I'm looking at.
Okay.
Um, but yes, it's definitely possible. One that's kind of like that is like, so you know, like the trend of doing like shades,
Oh, yeah.
on like the shade covers, right?
Uh-huh.
So I want to make a wall mount that
Uh-huh.
is workable shades.
That would be dope. That
Like
would
how
be
fun would
dope.
that be? Like you, so you put the comic book behind the shades and you
Yeah.
can kind of like work the shades, right? Like
That'd
stuff
be
like that is kind of a lot of the stuff I want to do. Or one guy hit me up with an idea that was along the same lines of the idea I had was, I think Venom number 3,
uh
um, where his mouth's like coming up.
yes.
So the guy was like, I'll like make that a stand, you know,
Yeah.
so like make like an actual art like piece Venom, you know, so stuff like that. So
Yeah.
definitely have stuff like that in the works.
That's
It's
cool,
just
man.
a matter of finding the time.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're staying super busy, man.
Yeah.
And it sounds like it's very much a passion as much as
Yeah.
it is work, which I think that's what you need to do if you're gonna be doing this every single day for long
Right. For
periods
sure.
of time, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so cool, man.
Yeah. It's been a
You, I,
lot of fun, man. I really enjoyed it for sure.
yeah, yeah. No, I'm so glad that we met in Whittier, man. And
Absolutely.
you've upped my game, man, because I'm not
Awesome.
super technical. You know, I'm old. My kids laugh at me all the time, and you make me look really good, bro, when I'm doing something for Top Cow and I
Nice.
something like this. And they're like,
Nice.
they reach out to me and they're like, "Oh, that is so awesome!" And then I'm like,
Oh.
"Hey, I can hook you up, man."
Yeah. No, man. Absolutely, man. Yeah. No, I got and that's like another thing. Like I'd love to, you know, work with more, you know, companies. Like I work with, you know, like, you know, with your comics, World of War comics, you know, do more stuff for, you know, each, you know, like release and things like that. You know, it's just a matter of A, finding time, but B, you know, like kind of like I was saying, was just kind of like hone everything in and just like, you know, put everything on like a path, I guess, and make things easier for the customers. Cause right now, I'm not like a huge fan of my website, and because
Mm.
it's mine. I did it like, you know, I didn't pay anybody to do it. I did it like myself with Shopify, and
Yeah,
I did it over a weekend because I rushed, because I changed plans, because, you know, like life, right?
super functional though. Super functional though.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, like I don't feel like it's not easy enough to use. So like I'm working on the website right now. So yet again. But yeah, so you know, it's been cool, and like there's definitely a lot of things that I want to do that are in the works and should be coming out pretty soon.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
That's
And I
cool.
know I've definitely, yeah, meeting you at Whittier was cool. Just like, and like the ideas from all the comics, you know, the action figures, like I definitely, you know, think about, like I look at your shelves a lot and I'm like, how can I get Whamblems on there,
Yeah,
man? You
for
know,
sure.
like,
I mean, That's the idea, right? And that's
Right.
that's what I kind of do behind on the smaller shelves because it does allow me to kind of highlight some of the figures that I have, which that's my pride and joy. My kids are all older, so obviously my kids are more
Right.
important than my action figures.
Yeah,
But my action
obviously.
figures are becoming more and more important because they're
I
off
feel
the
like that. Yeah, right.
yeah, I
Goes
know.
without saying.
I know my wife actually questions that as well. But yeah,
Fair.
it's awesome, man. And that's why my next order is gonna be like a Batman emblem, so I can put it with all my Batman, my Superman
Nice.
with the Superman family, because I think that will also help it kind of pop too.
So I have another thing that like I don't know. So I basically just cut the front off of like
Oh,
one of the stands, and it's essentially just like a little, you just put like
back
a
number
little
two.
lamp, like that. You could put that like next to or next, like in front of them. A little,
Absolutely.
I feel like it's a little big for like the 6-inch figures, but so I
Yeah.
do have like the smaller Whamblems as well,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
for like card stands and stuff. And I think that maybe something like that could be cool for action figures.
Yeah. Absolutely, man.
Well, look at that. We just came up with a new idea right
There you
now.
go, bro.
So,
I love it, man. It's just
yeah,
fun, man. And it's I don't know. You build as a collector, right? You build this collection that you're really proud of and you want to
right,
share it. And that's why these communities are so awesome
right.
because I meet so many amazing people. And then you come along and you're just kind of the icing on the cake, man, and just allow it to kind of pop. And that's why I was super excited, man. And I don't know. And now I'm going to like shows and I'm randomly seeing this type of stuff. I'm like, dude,
Nice.
Wham Stand's getting
Nice.
around, man. People are starting to notice.
I hope so. I'm trying.
For sure, man, for sure. No, I'm
Yeah,
super appreciative of, all the support you've provided me as well, man.
right
So,
back at you.
yeah, anything we could do to get the word out there, bro.
Yeah, man.
I'm here for it, man. I'm here for it.
Awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm appreciative of all the support. Like you've since day one, man. You've hit me up like, hey, let's do this. Grab me this. But I need this one. I need to do that. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
appreciate that, man. That's
Absolutely, man.
what gets me
Absolutely.
going every day.
Likewise, bro. Likewise, man. So how
Nice.
can people find you, man? I think it's just Wham Stand on most
Wham Stand on pretty much every platform. If it's not Wham Stand, somebody else has it. So, but
yeah.
like, no, like Instagram. I'm really active on Instagram. A little too much. Yeah, TikTok,
Yeah.
same thing. Wham Stand, X or Twitter, Wham Stand,
Yeah.
or whamstand.co, whamstand.com.
Yeah.
They all pretty much get you to the same place, and they all kind of flip flop from time to time. So
Yeah.
whamstand.com will get you wherever, so, or .co. But
So the
yeah,
best way to probably reach out to you is either messaging through like Instagram or just going to your website and doing the contact.
I actually took contacts off the website because I got far too many
Oh wow, yeah,
spam. Like it was crazy, man. Every time I
yeah.
opened
The
up my mail,
spam
there was
is
like five of
ridiculous.
them.
Yeah,
I didn't know how to get around that, so I just took everything off, and that stopped it. But info@whamstand.com or
okay,
moose@whamstand.com
yeah,
is a great way to message me. Yeah, info@whamstand is a great way to get a hold of me. I'm always on that, or Instagram or wherever.
yeah.
Even on Whatnot, you can hit me up there. I don't really check that often, so don't feel bad if I don't be upset at me if I don't check it within like 2 weeks. But I don't really go on Whatnot
I think
that
the
much.
info
So
is the one that's pretty easy, right? That's
yeah,
the
it's info at Wham
common.
Stand. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
right on, Matt.
cool, man.
Anything else, man? Anything else?
No, man, I think we got it.
Yes.
I think I said everything. Just keep an eye out. I got a lot of things in the works that I'm trying to iron out right now. So
Nice.
just keep an eye out. Follow me on Instagram. That's where I pretty much post everything. So I
Yeah.
occasionally post on other things, but Instagram is pretty much always my go-to. So
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome, man.
yeah,
Because the one thing that you showed me before is the collector cards, and we kind of talked about it a little bit, but
right,
almost like the CGC slabs for cards as well
right,
that you created, which is awesome.
right. So
If
that's
you're a
definitely,
card
yeah. So I'm
collector,
actually going to be
awesome.
working on custom ones of those.
Oh, okay.
So like my friend who's helping me right now with
Uh-huh.
the with like graphic design and stuff, he's like helping me make templates. So
Okay.
you'll be able to go on, like one of the things I want to do is people make templates. Like, so oh
Yeah.
gosh, where is it? I don't have it. I don't have it. I put it all away. Gosh darn it. Oh no, here they are. Though, so this, oh, nope, lost the microphone. Sorry about that. Boop. There we go. So, this is not the card I made. This was Shape Comics, who's awesome, like Brandon Boyd and Pulp Americana, Anthony over there. Those guys are great. So they made this card, but like essentially, I'll have templates that kind of like, you'll be able to make your own card, design your own label, and we'll slab it for you, seal it. It's all sealed. It's not glue or anything like that. Like, it's all sealed with the big old sealer.
That's so cool, man.
But yeah, so there's going to be like one of the things actually that I don't know if I should put the idea out there. All right, whatever. So one of the ideas I have that I'm thinking of is going to be called the Slab of Love.
Slab of Love.
Yeah, so like it's essentially for couples. So you can like design your own card, like it'll say, something, whatever, like you could put your own stats on the back, like we met here, we've been together this long, this person snores, or whatever, and then they put their picture on the front with like a different template or however, and then we'll print the card.
Oh wow!
Make the card and then put it in like a slab and everything like that too.
That's so cool, man.
So, and then that'll be for pets too, or kids for sports. Like that's another avenue I want to go down, because for the last like 2 weeks or so, I've been really trying to hone down how to like actually make a card.
Yeah.
Like print it myself and everything, and actually make it like an actual card that's stiff and
feels like a baseball card type.
Right. Yeah. So like, and I've gotten that process down. So
nice, man.
So it looks like a legit looking card. So
yeah,
I'm excited about getting that out too. So we're making templates so people will be able to make their own card, put whatever picture you want in there and put whatever info you want, and we'll print it and slab it. Or if you don't even want to, if you don't want to slab it, you don't have to, but
yeah,
it's still cool.
Oh man, it's so awesome, man.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think other than that, I'd love to do like comic books and like comic size.
Yeah.
But the machine's considerably more expensive, so
I bet
we'll work up to that.
one day for sure, man.
Right, as long when these the cards start doing well, we'll work up to that.
Yeah. No, that's awesome, man. Well, congratulations on all your success. Well deserved, man. You're a good guy, and anybody's anybody that's watching this, just follow him on Instagram. You'll see all of his new stuff constantly on Instagram. Always posting. Which your collection, man, your CGC slab collection's pretty tight, man. You have some pretty nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you always do a really good job with the Ninja Turtles and all that other good stuff that we've seen the last few days. So
grew up sitting in front of the TV watching Turtles. So
for sure, man. Who doesn't like Turtles? And if you're interested, man, if you're a comic book creator, if you're a comic book shop, and you want to really display your comics every week, especially like the new lines, this is what you need right here. You need one of these. He could hook you up with the emblem of your choice, and then you could display your comics properly. And I could tell you, man, being at Comic Cons, it makes you stand out. It really does, right? Because I have the old school kind of wire ones, and those are super functional. They're nice.
Absolutely.
But they don't make your comic pop. And when you have a Wham Stand with a Whamblem, dude, I get people, it's kind of sad they're like more interested in this than my comic. My comic's right there. Like,
I mean, like it was, come on.
All good, man. Matt, I'll send them to you, brother. Awesome. But it's awesome, man. Congratulations on everything. Super happy for you, man. And you got quite a few of us on your side to help get the word out, man, because you produce high quality. And what I like to say too is it's extremely affordable. Which is awesome, man. You could go to your website to see all the pricing, but nobody makes money making comic books. So I lose money on every comic I produce, but it's a passion. I love it. It's a hobby. Right. And so when I'm able to afford to be able to do these type of things to make it pop, man, it's really nice.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah. I'm not trying to bend anybody over. We just gotta make it affordable and easy for me to continue to do.
Exactly, man.
And that's it. I don't want to rip people off. I make it, the people around me, like my girlfriend and my dad and everything, they're always just like, you need to charge more because they just see, whatever. So I'm like, I can't I can't do it. Like it's hard for me sometimes to even add like a little bit. I'm like, oh, I can't do it.
I mean, prices are going up like crazy right
Right.
now too with inflation. So you got to do what you got to do, Matt.
For sure. For
Think,
sure.
yeah, yeah. But I mean, even with that said, man, super affordable, which allows me to, like, obviously my comic book is not Conan, but I'm able to even display all my other cool stuff that I like to do. And then I can
Nice.
highlight either the title or the people behind the title, which I think is like that extra step of showing appreciation for the things
Uh,
that we really enjoy. And I love it, bro. I love it, man.
Awesome. I
Yeah.
appreciate yeah, no, I appreciate it so much, man. And all the support you've given me has been awesome.
Well, you got a thumbs up. I don't know why you're getting a thumbs up, but
I
you
was
got
like, I don't know where
it.
that come from.
It's so weird, man. I don't know how to
That's funny.
stop it. For a while, it kept happening. Like every time I would move, you get a thumbs up, man. I
Oh
was like,
gosh.
it's
Like stop.
embarrassing when you're talking to people and then like, oh wow, somebody liked that. I'm like, dude, it's just us, man. I
It's
pre-record,
just
so I don't know
yeah,
where it's
it
coming
was
from.
me, man.
Yeah,
It's just, apparently just whatever you just said, it really liked, and I
I
was like,
really
yeah,
liked it.
man.
Well, man, thank you so much for hanging
Yeah,
out with me today. We
yeah,
could do this whenever you want. I
awesome.
appreciate you. And yeah, man, until
Yeah.
next time, bro, I hope you have an amazing week. Anybody that's listening and you want your Wham Stand, your Whamblems, do go to Wham Stand on Instagram. Hit up Matt. He's cool, cool dude. He probably already has what you're looking for, unless it's personalized. And
Right.
he's really good at what he does.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, no, man. Thank you for having me. It was an awesome. It was great to finally chat with you and
Yeah.
be. Yeah, I appreciate it. All the support and everything, and everybody. Yeah, just come check me out and let's chat. I love making new stuff. I love learning about new comics and all that stuff. And everybody, I love people's creations. It's great. I love seeing what they do and seeing what people are passionate about. It's awesome.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely, man.
Awesome.
All right, Mr. Matt, have a great weekend, my friend, and we will talk soon.
Thanks, Tommy. You too.
All right, take it easy.
Later.